This is Dr. Carroll, and this video is about this, the Java keyword. In Java, we can refer to the current instance of an object with the keyword this. So let's see an example. If we have say a bank account class, and we have an instance variable name, and we have a method setName, which is we're passing it name because we couldn't think of anything else. What can we do to have this name set this name? To have the parameter name set the instance data variable name. So what we can't do is we can't do name equals name, because the way scope works in Java is that it sees this one and so it shadows this one. And so this is pointless code to have something assigned to itself. So we can't do that, but we can use the Java keyword this. And so this refers to the current instance of bank account. And we do dot and then name. So then this dot name is referring to name here. And this name is referring to the parameter name, the instance variable and the parameter name. And that's how we can get around it. So if we're feeling lazy and we don't want to have to think up new names for our parameters, then that's okay. We don't have to. We can just use this. Okay? And sometimes you just get stumped and name's perfect, so I'm just going to go with name. I've been there, done that. Additionally, we can use this. We can use this when to call a constructor. When we're inside a constructor and we want to call another constructor, we can use this. So without this keyword, calling a constructor requires using new, which would then make a new instantiation of the object. But that's not what we want to do. We just want to call another constructor. Let me show an example. Let's pick bank account again. And here we have two instance variables. We're saying one is your balance, one is the name. And so we want to have multiple constructors, one of which that doesn't take anything, another one that takes the balance in, and then but not a name, and then one that has all of them. And so, and we want to be careful to not have code in one place. Now this is a super simple example, but you could imagine if there was a lot more going on here, and the account name was vetted, the balance was vetted, and there was some methods to look for foreign transactions and all sorts of things. We wouldn't want that replicated in each of the constructors. So what we could do in the first constructor is we can call this with a double and a string, which would end up calling this constructor and executing it. Similarly, we could say, hey, well, we got balance in, and so we can pass that, but let's pass it a string. And then finally, we can have these are both calling this constructor, and so we can use balance, and then we can reuse this as like we just did up here because it's a method, and so calling this constructor, we'll call this constructor, but only create one object. If we had a new bank account and passed it instead of this, it would create an object of that same type object inside the object, and that gets very confusing, and it might get cyclical, and then that can't work. So that's not what we want to do. We just want to call this method to take advantage of what's going on here. Now again, this is super simple, so imagine that there's lots of things going on here, and we didn't want to replicate that code there. That's it for this video. I hope that clears up this.